Brock Bowers when it comes to pick 18 offense. The last time they drafted an offensive weapon, 5th overall it was, in the first round. What happened? Oh, well, they were a couple plays away from a Lombardi. I don't think Brock Bowers will be there. I think the Jets are trying to do that in win now mode, and it could certainly go there if one of the big 3 receivers don't fall to pick 10. The Colts have been rumored. I'm sure there are plenty of other teams in on Brock Bowers. If he makes it to 18, is Brock Bowers a Bengal?
I don't think so. I just
Whoa! All
I
right.
don't. Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't.
All
I
right.
really? Is it
Oh, yeah, it
is it
is.
like that?
It is like
Here's
that.
all right. Here's my feelings on Brock Bowers. This is not about Brock Bowers. Okay? This is
Okay.
Brock Bowers is clearly a great player. He has
Yeah.
clearly done a lot on the college level. He is gonna be probably gonna be very, very, very good. Okay. There are a couple of things. One, the Bengals have signaled. Okay. They paid Drew Sample. They didn't just bring Drew Sample back. They paid Drew Sample. They brought in Mike Gesicki, who is a more receiver. He could actually end up just being this team's slot receiver than he is tight end, but he's a pass catching tight end who, according to Dan Pitcher, is still in the tight end room. And James Casey is the one that brought him in. So I'm keeping him as a tight end right now. Okay. They paid Tanner Hudson, another guy who they just got great production. They almost defiantly brag about how they can get production out of any tight end you put in their room in this system. Okay. And I get that they're restructuring things and the future is going to look different. Okay. I get all of that. But all of those are signals that they're not looking to try to restructure in that way where you're going to have a supercharged tight end slot like Bowers who gives you a little bit, hopefully not a net negative in blocking in line. Like it seems redundant to me. And then you have the history of tight ends in this league. I don't want to have to. Do we have to pull out the list of first round tight ends? Like, do we have to go down it? It's like Pitts, Hawkinson, Fant, Hurst, Ingram, Njoku, Howard, Ebron, Eifert, Gresham. Like, that's the list, man. Like, this league has struggled with the translation from best tight end. We hear this every year. Like, this guy, though, this is the one. This is going to be different. And it never really is, okay? It never really is. Even Kincaid last year, for all the excitement, didn't have more than 50 yards per game and wasn't the game changer yet. We'll see that Buffalo wanted him to be. So often these guys have come later. They've been a different way that they've developed, right? Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, Goddard, Freiermuth, like
Laporta.
all of Laporta, second round, right? Not the first
Should have been
guy
first.
taken.
Should have been
Wasn't
first.
not the first guy taken.
Should have been.
Okay. I'm just saying you can't count on that all the time. Okay. You can't. And it's just too often we see these guys come from elsewhere, come from later in the draft to say that it's worth when you have big time positions, okay, that are sitting there potentially for you, defense tackle we talked about. And the amount that those guys make at the top of the market, okay, where what you're getting in surplus roster value is so huge versus tight end, where no team has found better bargains in veteran tight ends and had this Joe Burrow syndrome where they're willing to come and play for $2.5 million here to play with Burrow and revitalize their career. So you have that advantage and you're going to go a different direction when there's other real options there in front of you. I don't see that. That's my monologue on it, but I just don't see that happening. I don't see them doing that. I could be wrong, and he maybe is going to be great. I just don't see it.
If they pass on Brock, I'm not saying trade up. To be clear, I phrased it as if they pass on Brock,
yeah,
I think they will regret it.
Okay.
Because all of those tight ends that you named, none of them produced like him. None of them. He came in right away, day one at Georgia, and was a problem. And it was a focal point of that offense, is a better blocker than he gets credit for. And he's probably not going to make it to them. So it's probably a moot point. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. I think not getting 9, a freak like that, because that's rare. Kyle Pitts wishes he produced like Brock did at Florida, and probably wishes he was catching passes from Joe Burrow, but that's a whole entirely different topic. Our Bengals draft series with Paul Dehner Jr. is not one, not two. It is 3 parts, which means not only should you check out his new podcast, The Growler, but you should hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and check out all 3 parts and subscribe so you get more Bengals draft coverage right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.